In this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know to become a great offensive player. All the way from choosing your very own formation to how to always beat man coverage and zone coverage, all the way to the two types of plays that every offense needs to be running. If you're somebody who likes scoring touchdowns and wants to win more games, this is a video for you. So everything we're doing here is going to be based out of the Oregon playbook. This could be any playbook that you want, but I'm going to be in Oregon today. And what I'm always looking for when we're first trying to choose a formation is something that gives me a few quality of life things, okay? So I'm looking for some options first and foremost. You guys know how good read options and speed options are in this game. You see right here immediately, we have a gun trips read option. And then we have a gun trips speed option. And then we have a QB slot option, which is those two things combined. That has potential to make our lives way, way, way easier. But that's not all. A lot of formations have, different option things. The next thing I'm kind of looking for as well is RPOs. This right here has an RPO read bubble. That's going to be super nice. Along with that, we're going to also find that it has a RPO zone alert slot screen. I don't know how well that's going to be, but just having two different RPO options here is going to be nice. And then just by eyeballing the different routes that we have, right, it looks like we have pretty much everything we could possibly want. We have over routes, deep post, deep corners, comeback zigs, overs, deep corners, C routes. So yeah, a lot of formations you'll find, look at something like double stack. You're just really limited on the route tree sometimes here, right? We go to bunch quads offset. It's like we got a few things, but nothing too crazy. Whereas it looks like inside of trips, again, just as a starting point, we're going to have access to a lot of things that would give us, one, some easy quality of life stuff with the different options and RPOs. And then with the different routes we can build or we have access to, along with the hot routing system that's in the game, we should be able to pretty much do whatever we want in the passing game. So we have more videos going in depth on this topic, but I want to give a quick 60-second rundown of passing 101. So start the timer. First and foremost, what we want to do is go into our settings right here and then choose a passing type. If you're newer to passing, choose revamped. Or if you're more of an elite player, choose placement and accuracy, okay? Next, when we pass the ball, we're going to use the left stick to pass lead. We want to push the left stick in the direction that only our receiver can make the catch on the ball and to get away from the defense. So just put it in a spot where only he can get it, all right? There's three different types of passes. If we just tap the icon, we can lob it up. Right there, we actually overthrow it. But if we just tap it, it's a lob. If we hold it for just a little bit more, it's going to be a touch pass. Or if we hold it all the way down, we can get a full bullet pass. And then with that, there's three different catch types, okay? If we go to catch the ball and we hold X or square on PlayStation, we will do a rack catch. That's run after the catch. If we hold A or X on PlayStation, that's going to be a possession catch. All right, that's going to get down, avoid contact. Or if we hold Y or triangle, that is going to be an aggressive catch, which is going to have your receiver go up and try to snag and attack the ball. I think the timer's done. Next up is rushing 101, and this is a big deal because there's a massive, massive, massive skill gap here. Let's start the timer, 60 seconds on the clock. First and foremost, what we can't do is hold right trigger or R2 the entire time, okay? We need to wait until we hit an open lane to hold R2 or right trigger because this is going to trigger sheds faster like it did right there, and it's going to limit our mobility. So not holding it. Right there, we just got blown up. That's fine. Don't care. Let's go again. Not holding it. Now I'm holding it. Can I see that opening I want to hit? Then we want to try utilizing ball carrier moves. I love B or circle, which is going to be the spin move. And I also love juking with the right stick, left or right. Usually, I will try to hold right trigger while doing this, but not always. It can kind of depend a little bit. Let's see if we get a good example of it. We got one, I think, on our first clip. We go, boom. Good spin move right there. We run into a defender. We're able to spin. Wasn't the sexiest, didn't look the cleanest, but it was still pretty good. Big thing a lot of people try doing is doing just too much. Make sure we take the yards that are available to us. And also, though, as I say that, you have the ability to cut things back, too. That's all left stick until I hold turbo there at the end as I hit that open lane. And if you've gotten any value from this video so far, you'd be doing me a huge favor by hitting the subscribe button. Over 90% of people who are watching right now just aren't actually subscribed, and it seriously helps this video get pushed to more and more people like yourself, which obviously helps me out and the channel a ton. The option can be one of the most explosive things in this game, and an absolute wow, that was a huge hit. One of the most explosive things in this game, though. Let's put a timer on the play clock. Let's go, boom. Here we go. You see this R icon. That's for read options, okay? I'm currently running a triple option, which is a read option and a speed option together. If this guy crashes down, we're going to hold A or X to pull the ball and keep it. He did, so we're going to do that. Next up is we're going to tap LB to pitch the ball if they come on me. If they don't, we'll hold on to it. See right here, we're going to hold A or X, and you see they go to tackle the quarterback. So we are going to pitch the ball out to our pitch key, okay? This is the same idea as if you're running a speed option. We're just doing it from a triple option. Now, right there, I actually made the wrong read. I should have actually held that or let the handoff go right there. See what we can do here. Boom. We're good. And they keep on playing it pretty much the same way, but you will be wanting to make this read. If I wanted to hand the ball off right here, you can see I'll just do it right here no matter what. Boom. And that'd just be touching nothing. And then we'd go into our normal, oh my goodness. We'd go into our normal cadence with our run game stuff, right? And then right here, if we want to pull it, you don't have to pitch it, right? If they're crashing in on you, you will pitch it, but there could be a time where you don't. And then just tapping LB, that's going to be a pitch. You could hold LB instead of tapping it. That'll be a slow pitch. I just prefer not to. It's a little bit longer, but it will be a little bit more accurate. We will over the timer, but that's okay. That's option game 101. Now, when it comes to beating zone coverage, people are always super fixated on, oh my gosh, how do you beat cover 2? And then how do you beat cover 3? And how do you beat cover 4? They're super wrong. I do not care. Beating zone is beating zone. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here. Let's go into the gun trips that we're working out of, and we'll go to a play called PA Read, all right? Now here, I'm going to first select cover 3 match. I am just going to be running regular cover 3 out of it, though. And then, on the right side, we're going to create a flood concept. So we're going to have a deep streak on our right side. He's behind this little panel right here. Then we're going to have a zig route and a corner route. This is going to create a high-low on the sideline, which is going to force whatever sideline defenders over there to choose, okay? So right here, this is against cover 3. Notice how we have somebody open. Now, I missed I just pushed the throw a little bit far outside. That's okay, right? We have somebody open. That's all that really matters. We'll do it again against cover 3. Let's see. Boom. There we go. Pretty easy. You might be saying, okay, Civil, it beats cover 3, but how would it beat cover 2? Okay. Well, the same concept applies. We have a high-low concept happening here on the right side. So, how many flat zones do they have right here? They have one flat zone, right? Just a cloud flat. So whatever person he does not go to, we just throw it to him, right? Now, this isn't to say that I don't care about, like, oh, if they're in cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. But this is to say that people try making this way too complicated when this idea is way simpler than everybody, like, pretends it to be. And I'm saying this from passing the ball at a very high level and winning tens of thousands of dollars at the professional level, throwing the ball every single play. Like this is just my thoughts on it, right? So cover 2 we've been able to beat. Let's go cover 3. And you can see why I actually get really mad at some of the different like throwing things in this game, because we're throwing a lot of reds right now, and it's like we just shouldn't be. Mind you, there is skill gap to bluing passes, but nonetheless, it's very, very dumb. Right? Okay, Civil, it's beating cover 2 and cover 3, but what about cover 4 zone? Okay. Well, I mean, how many flat defenders are there? 1? I guess same idea then, yeah? We're just going to choose whoever that flat defender doesn't, right? We're just going to split the field in half, go high-low on the right side, and if neither of them are open, we have a backside route we can hit then, right? So you split the field in half, and you have some kind of backside concept you're going to work with, all right? Now, same idea right here. We can also do this with a comeback and an in route, all right? Feel free to steal this concept in whatever offense you're doing. Now, here on the left side, we have an in route and we have a comeback. Regardless of whatever coverage they're in, do I even care? Or am I more so just reading who's getting open, right? Right here? Oh, okay, we have the comeback route. Cool. I guess they're in cover 3, right? Let's go cover 2. I more so want you guys focused on reading open spaces than trying to always identify what coverage they're in pre-snap. I think a lot of people lose games because they can't identify it correctly, they're wrong, and then it's just yada, yada, yada. They can never recover from that. Instead, let's call good plays that are going to give us a lot of options against a lot of different zone coverages, all right? So that's a little concept right there where we have the flood concept to the right side of the field, right? And you can steal this from any formation can do this. And then we have a little backside in-route comeback on the left. And to show this again, let's go corner route. Now, you could probably stem that corner route down. He doesn't need to be that deep, but he just is on display. So what's another play that we could do that's going to beat zone coverage at a high clip? Well, this is going to be, and actually, I'd like feedback from somebody like in the comment section. I don't know if this would be better called a levels concept or maybe a trail. I don't know. So we'll see. But this idea right here is really, really simple, where we're going to go crosser on the inside and then in route on the outside. And now we're going to push the field in the deep middle. This guy's in the short middle. And then we're also going to be able to attack the sideline with these two routes too. And the same thing, right? We're just reading open spaces, right? We know where our players are attacking. So I'm first looking underneath, and then I'm working my eyes up. All right? Very, very simple. Very, 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 very simple. And I don't care if they're in cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, whatever, right? We can tweak this route combo as needed if we want. But, if I go cover 2 right here, this route combo can still beat cover 2, right? Like, it just can, right? We had B for a second. We have B now. We have the crosser getting open late. And a big piece of advice that I can give you here is if they're not sending pressure, like right now, obviously, we haven't sent pressure. We're just going up against a 4-man rush. What I should do is try to get my halfback involved somehow. So either get him on an in route, right? You could put him on an out. Just get him. There's no reason to have him blocking. So just have an extra option. Now, I guess that is the potential downside. If they get a quick shed, you don't have your halfback in anymore. But I like to try to have my halfback in the passing game a little bit, just because being able to 5 out really gives you some good options. Okay. So again, this concept right here, pretty basic. We're going in route, flat route, crosser, do whatever with your halfback, sort of. And then you just need a clear out on this left side. Seriously, look at this route combo, screenshot it. This can be one of the better zone beating plays you can have, or variations of this, because I haven't even thrown that crosser yet this entire time. Oh my gosh. And we're able to hit that crosser right there for a pretty big gain. Okay. Last play, I guess. And this is not even supposed to be here, but we'll do it. Steal this concept. A little flat on the right side. We have a clear out streak, slant, and then wheel. Boom. Throw a wheel. Super sexy. And I had the out route. Just a little tidbit. And again, I don't care if it's cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. Pre-snap, I'm going to tell you what I do. So before we get into how I beat man coverage, I want to talk about what you should be doing pre-snap, because everyone right here is trying to say, like, oh, we're looking for this, that, and that, and how many safeties, and where are the safety rotating. Pre-snap, I'm looking at 2 things. I'm trying to identify 2 things. Do I think blitz or no blitz? And then do I think man or zone? Okay? That's the bare minimum. Now, is there more to it? Of course. But at the very basic level, that is it. And the way I determine blitz or no blitz is based off, 1, my opponent's tendencies. So right there, I'm saying, okay, maybe he will blitz. And then 2, just the front that my opponent is in. And so what I mean by that is, look what he's in right now. He has 4 down linemen, and then he has a linebacker who's on top of the left tackle, 5 yards off. I don't think they're blitzing right here. And guess what? If they do blitz, who cares? And actually, they blitz on the outside. And literally, who cares? Because the dude who blitzed was 15 yards off the ball. I don't even care, right? It's like, okay, cool. Like, I was wrong, I guess. Good job. The blitz sucked anyways. Right here. Do you think blitz or no blitz? Even if they blitz that middle backer right there, they're only sending 5, so who cares, right? I'm going to pick this up. They blitz the outside guy again, or the slot corner again. I don't care, dude. I'm not even looking at, like, that guy takes so long to get in. Who even cares? Now, the next thing I'm thinking about is man or zone, okay? So we're going blitz, no blitz. Right here, I'm saying no blitz probably. The line of scrimmage is not very stacked. And then I'm saying man coverage here because all of my receivers are directly covered. Now, there's some stuff you can do with motion that could help you. Like right here, you see how this guy follows me in motion. So like right there, that also tells me man. I don't do that too much. I usually will just use alignment plus what my opponent has done to help me identify if I think it's going to be man or zone. But I could definitely probably get better at that aspect, to be honest with you. Right here, I'm thinking zone because the DBs they're covering my wide receivers, but they're off some. So I'm thinking it's going to be zone. And then blitz or no blitz. What do you think right here? Look at this. Do you think they're blitzing? I say no because maybe this guy's blitzing and this guy's going to take 5 seconds to hit me. Same with this guy. Like, if he blitzes, he takes 5 seconds. Let's see. Yeah, they are in zone as well. Okay. Boom. Here we go. And now we just run a good zone. Oh, I didn't set up my play. My fault. I forgot the clear out route on the zone beater. Now, right here, I actually think it's going to be man, just the way these DBs are kind of lined up. Let me see if I'm right. I am. It was off man. And I mean, I think they blitzed, but I don't even know. Like, I don't even think I care. Now, a good example when I would say blitz and I'm scared is like something like this. Like, boom. You know, like a front like this, right? Where they're nice. This guy's just being kind of an idiot. But, you know, where the box is kind of stacked. They got a lot of guys on the line of scrimmage. Now I'm saying, oh, they might blitz me. So here I'm setting up pass pro. I'm changing my reads to look a little bit quicker, right? I might be like having a flat on the field that I wouldn't usually have, something like that, in case they do blitz. And then if they don't, I just have to identify that, right? A lot of our work happens during the actual snap of the ball and reading those open spaces and identify what my opponent's doing. Look right here. I'm thinking he might blitz me. He has 2 backers in the A gap, and then he's bringing this guy, and he's going down here. I'm saying, oh, this might be a blitz. So one way I would attack this, and we have some more stuff coming up later, is maybe a quick flat or something. That is what we're doing pre-snap, though. I'm not so much trying to identify this looks like cover 6. That stuff never works at a high level against good opponents. All right, how to beat man coverage. There's a lot of things that go into this, but honestly, beating man is not that complicated. A lot of people try to make it way too complicated. So first and foremost, we want to find routes that have cuts in them, okay? So all 3 of these routes on the right side all have cuts in them. This guy on the outside, you can't really see his route too well. Now you can, kind of. Cut. Big post has a cut. And then crosser has cuts in it as well. It's going to get open. All right. Every man-beating route has a probability that it'll beat man coverage, which also means it has a probability that it won't beat man coverage. So that's why we need not just 1 good man-beater on a play, not just 2, but ideally 3 or more when we're trying to beat man coverage, okay? So a play I like is something like this. You could hot route this style of play pretty well as well. Zig, crosser, outside post, and then we have a streak on the left side. The reason I like streaks against man is that if they try pressing you and they don't have help over top, that is a 1-play touchdown. Really good against cover 0, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, let's say, man, we keep on throwing this. Well, we actually didn't get it right there. Let's say, though, zig routes are a big one that people love throwing against man, right? Everyone loves zigs against man. But if it gets bagged, we have to recognize if it gets bagged, okay? Right there, it's open. But the play before it was bagged, that's when we got to go to our next reads, all right? The next thing I love to get against man coverage is our halfback involved. He is going to usually be very good at beating man and then getting really good rack, okay? He's massive for getting rack. So we go again right here. Oh, what's that? You don't have safety help over top. We lob it up. Touchdown. See what I'm saying? It doesn't take a bunch to beat man coverage. We just need some simple stuff. Now, if we want to take this a step further, let's go comeback route on the outside. So now we're going to run a concept like this. Feel free to screenshot this. I know I'm going kind of fast. There's a lot that we're trying to cover here, so I do apologize. Feel free to rewatch. We go something like this. Hut. Boom, similar play. Bagged. Oh, but you know what we actually have? Oh, no. Damn, that was actually... I anticipated. That's the probability right there. Comebacks do a great job against man, but they're still probability-based too. Like, seriously, they are. Let's go again. Dang, we got hit as we threw right there. My comeback's getting pressed into the dirt. Unfortunate. That's why also just take the open read when you have it. This A route is cooking, man. Oh, we got him up top. Dang. Right there, we're not able to, but still a safe throw. Go back here. Halfback in route. We had X for a tutty. Dang. That's really why, though. If someone's playing man coverage, I want streaks on my field. This is the play Z-Fin, or Verts Z-Fin. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, halfback routes are killer, dude. Any routes that have, like, cuts in them, really, really good. We'll go A. Just really important. Don't make blind reads with man coverage. Identify it pre-snap. Have your man beaters, and then you have to read them. They are not guaranteed to get open every time. Right here, I feel like my halfback or something got super bumped. Right there, all of my man beaters just lost. Even though they've won numerous times we've watched. It just happens. Like, that's literally just the probability game of man coverage. It's why a lot of people don't love man coverage being ran. Because it's just, like, very random, right? Shading and stuff like that can also play a factor into it. But it all still does come down to a probability game. Which is why you want numerous man beaters on the field at any given time. Especially when you're trying to beat man. Go boom. A. We got hit as we throw. I gotta go one more. I got one more right here. Boom. Bang. Beautiful. Now, playing against a good blitz can be very, very tough at times. You've probably played against something where it seems like you're just getting sacked over and over and over again. So I just want to share with you a few things that have helped me personally out when I've gone up against really good blitzes in competitive play. Okay? So first and foremost, the easiest rule of thumb when it comes to blocking is that you want to count how many people have they been blitzing. So in this case, let's say they're blitzing 6. Now, you can block this with 6 blockers. So you could block your halfback and then find a slide or find an ID that blocks this, right? You absolutely could. And for mid blitz specifically here, you definitely could. But that's a general rule. But if you can't, let's say you're in the middle of a high stakes game, you need to win, whatever it is, and you can't, block +1. Okay, so what that means, if they're sending 6, block 7, right? That's not the most ideal thing, but it is a fallback if they have just a good blitz that we can't pick up, okay? It's something that I've used a ton. And now, the reason I don't want to go super deep down the rabbit hole of pass protections, and this is something where, like, someone like Brett Coleman did a really cool video talking about how the half slides and full slides and whatnot translate from real life into the game. He says this in his video, and this has been true for the past 5 or 6 years, and it just is a fact of matter. Pass protection in the video game is inconsistent as heck, and it a lot of times just ends up doing funky stuff against the meta blitzes and doesn't make complete sense, okay? So you can find your own formulas. I really like full sliding away from my halfback and then having my halfback pick up on his side, something like that right there, as the guy just comes free off the edge, though. Like, I really like that, but it's a whole rabbit hole, and it's just a fact of the matter is that real-life blocking principles don't always apply in-game. So keep that in mind. So we could do the +1 method, all right? The other one that I really, really like is to try to find a run that does a good job against the blitz. A lot of times, blitzes leave themselves susceptible to the run game, and a good example right here on the gun trips is the QB slot option, because we do something like this, boom, I should have pitched it sooner. And we're able to potentially get out right there, right? I actually thought he was going to play the running back, or the pitch key, but whatever. Boom. Right, we go here, we pitch it, and now we're able to get a huge gain, so we don't even have to play the blitz. That is something where I think if you just use the +1 method, and you just use the idea of trying to find runs that can really exploit these options, or these blitzes, it's going to make beating them much, much, much easier. And it could be something as simple as an inside zone, a read option. I really like the triple options here and the touch passes. I think those do a great job just because they're able to get numbers on you. Because, look, like this guy on the right, he's not getting blocked, so who cares? Then we're not blocking this guy either, so who cares? And we're able to get really, really big play potential here and totally get them out of this defense. And once they get out of the blitzing defense, we're able to pass the ball on them again. All right, there's a very basic idea of just 2 quick strategies that you can use. And then you can try hurdling somebody like that right there and then get hit. But yeah, 2 easy ways I like to do to beat the blitz. +1 method, and then also trying to find good runs and passes. Also, though, if you use the +1 method, you got to set up a good pass play around it, right? Whether it's man or zone. We identify blitz or no blitz, but then it's man or zone and putting a good route combo to beat that. Now, for actual play calls inside of your scheme, I always have something called power plays. These are plays I can go to against the majority of defenses and feel really confident in my ability to complete it. Here in gun trips, we're going to go into the verts Z fin. I'll show you what an example of a power play here would be, as I'm actually just going to zig RB and then in route my halfback. Now, the reason I consider this a power play is because this can cook zone and it can cook man coverage. So regardless of what they're in, we actually have high potential to beat anything. That's a major deal. That takes a lot of stress off of me as the user pre-snap, and I just have to say, okay, let's just call the play. Then we just gotta make the reads, right? So right there, we go zone coverage, boom. Now your power play should be able to beat pretty much, if you call random play in the CPU in practice mode, your power play should be able to beat that, right? You should always have something open. Now, it might be on you to make the read, but you should always, always, always have something that's available, something that's open, right? And we've actually hit 4 different receivers so far in like 6 plays. So this would be an example of a power play. And this is massive. Every scheme I've ever ran has power plays, right? Let's see. A couple of yards right there. That was man covers. That was like a cover. Was that any blitz? I don't even know. We have underneath. I'm not going to throw underneath. I'll actually throw the post. And that's where it's really, really nice. When you're able to see someone open and say, I know I'm going to get somebody else open. That is a great example of a really, really good power play. And it's something that not enough people have. And something you gotta practice with. Like, you have to really test it out. It takes some time to be able to identify what these plays can be. But when you get them, oh my goodness, I mean, it makes your life 10 times easier. You see, we've completed every pass. The only receiver we haven't hit yet is our streak down the left sideline, which I'll see if I can throw it up one time. No, don't give me the red. Oh my gosh, dude. Power plays, very, very important. And then you also have some flexibility on these power plays too. I want to really point out that it doesn't always have to be exactly this, right? I've been doing this play right here a lot. We could do, we could block our halfback, right? I could drag him and, I don't know, put him out of Texas or something. like, we have some flexibility here. I don't want you guys to be like pigeonholed into only calling exactly that play, but it is important. Blue pass? Dang. It is important that, like, you understand that if you have these power plays, they are powerful. Like, that's why I call them power plays. Wow, that just got swatted by a blitzer. That's nuts. Let's go again. We have Y. Not gonna throw it. We'll throw it. Okay, we'll throw it late. All right, moving on to constraint plays. Now, constraint plays are something that are going to make the game really easy on us, right? Power plays still require us to make the correct reads. Constraint plays are usually going to be RPOs, like the RPO read bubble, or in this case, it's going to be an option, like the QB slot option, that really makes the game much simpler on us, is able to pick up easy yards for us, and that we can just use to beat the majority of defenses for easy yards. This isn't always a big hitter, but it is something that they have to respect and put out defense for, okay? So we go again right here. And we've ran this enough just in this video where you get to see what that kind of constraint play looks like, where they have to set up very specific defense for this. Another example might be the RPO read bubble right here. And this one's actually just an RPO bubble. It's not an RPO read bubble. But we go here, and then, you know, let's see how good this actually is. This could end up sucking, which is why we want to do practice mode. Let's go here. Oh, no, it looks like it might be decent. So this would be another example of a constraint play. It also could just be an inside zone, right? It could just be a read option. It could just be the speed option. Just something that's going to make the game easy on yourself. And you can basically just close your eyes, right? Speed option example, read options. Jet touch passes are a really good example of these kind of constraint plays. Boom. So that's where you'd want to go with the long pitch, because we're getting kind of bad pitch animations right here. Let's see what we can do here. And also just like labbing and testing. Like, I actually hate this way more than I thought I would. I think I would just keep on doing the slot option instead. And then maybe I also call inside zone as well. And those are my two constraint plays, right? And that's just testing and kind of seeing what's going on, right? Or maybe I just keep on going only slot option out of this game. I don't know. But the constraint play is massive, and pair that with your power play and get a few of each. You have a whole mini scheme inside of one formation. And a great offense is nothing without a great defense. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this one right here where I break down a complete guide to defense in College Football 25.